Hello everybody, welcome back to another Pascal meme video where we overanalyze uninteresting areas in Dark Souls and maybe some other games if, people continue to like this franchise and I continue to like making it. Last time we talked about Dark Souls 1 and you guys seemed to enjoy that. I also did a poll and people wanted me to make this video first out of the other video ideas I had. So today we are just talking about some uninteresting areas in Dark Souls 3, and without further ado, let's start with this area right here, the distant manor. And this area and another little area is what inspired me to make this series as a whole. Because when I played this game years back in 2016, I remember getting to this room and just thinking, like, this is it? Like, what? Like, because you walk into this room, there's this bonfire, and then there's just this looming darkness right over there, and you're just like, what the hell is that? Like, what could be over here? So you walk over here, just a wall. Maybe you hit the walls a couple times. You're like, oh, okay. There's no illusionary wall or anything. That's a little weird. That's a little odd. And then you maybe you look around a little bit more. Maybe you even go up to like one of the spots right here, and you hit them. You're like, okay, there's nothing. Yep, see, nothing here. Okay, let's try this one right here. Nothing. And I just think this evokes kind of the same feeling as Dark Souls 1 Koi-like sister, like hallway, where you walk through to the end of it and like you expect there to be something else here, especially since there's a bonfire, right? And it's like there's just nothing. There's nothing here for you. Like I said, it's what this video is. It's uninteresting. There's nothing here. You wonder what could be here. Could there have been like a plan for this darkness? Probably not, honestly, but that's the point of this series, to overanalyze stuff. Another part of this area I want to talk about is this little like dilapidated bridge over here. Well, I guess it's more so just covered in dilapidated rubble or whatever, but this part over here has always interested me as well, because it's like, I wonder what's beyond here, because you can clearly see there's a forest right over there. And this bridge really reminds me of the one in Dark Souls 2's DLC, like the one where the snowball comes flying towards you. This is what this bridge reminds me of, and I'm not going to try to make some crazy comparison and be like, oh, this is the Dark Souls 2 snow bridge, because it's probably not. But this part has always intrigued me, and I've always liked the view here. Like, you can see the entrance to Irithyll Dungeon right over there. You look below, and then there's just this chasm. All really cool stuff. And, like, you see, like, how big these buildings are. All of Irithyll has really intrigued me because, you're pretty much exploring the cityscape of Honor Londo, which is really cool because you see Honor Londo in Dark Souls 1, you see all the buildings outside of the main area, and you're like, I wonder what that place holds. And you technically get to explore it in this game. But even then, it makes me wonder, like, what's in these buildings, What's in these areas? Like, do people live here? Like, I doubt it, because, there's weird, creepy, crawly things wandering around. And like just this forest over here, it's like, I wonder what's in that forest. I wonder what's over there. Like, is there a little civilization in the woods? Like, are there mushroom people over there? And you could take the camera out and you can check it and be like, no, idiot, of course there's nothing over there. But just imagine, okay? Let's not be a Debbie Downer. But with that, let's go to the next area. Let's go to the next one, which is actually in this area too, and like I said, inspired me to make this whole video. So I'll see you in a moment. Here it is, the area that inspired me to make this whole series, and this is my favorite area to cover in probably this whole series thus far. I know I only made one video, but I've always loved this area, this little room in Dark Souls 3. Like I said with the last room, even playing this game years back in 2016, this room always evoked this very, I think the word sanguine, also a very serene feeling. Like, this room feels so disconnected from the reality of Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is so utterly hopeless and dark and dreadful there's almost any lack of civilization, but this room right here proves that you might not be alone in this desolate, dark world. You know, there's this eternal roaring fireplace that will never go out. Could be symbolic of the first flame as well, and continuing like the endless cycle that Dark Souls 3 is trying to put to an end. But you also have like the little environmental details, like the wood here. Somebody's clearly chopping up all this wood over here and keeping the fire going. Like, who is that person? Where could that be? And you also can meet like Sequard here, and you can, you know, have a toast, and you can sit by the fire with them, you know, do a bunch of romantic stuff by the fire with them. But I really do wonder, like, who is chopping, you know, these wood planks, and who's bringing them over here? Could the, you know, man or woman, you know, or maybe creature, I don't know, whoever is chopping this wood, are they going to the forest that we talked about previously, like about over yonder this way? Like, is that possible? Like, maybe they go into that forest somehow and they bring wood back, and this is their refuge. But you could also assume that, oh, maybe the person who resides here is dead, because, you know, you go down here in this little sewer area and you have these, you know, freaky ring women things with, ugh. Definitely the most unsettling enemy From Software has made, by far. But anyway, this room has just always been so cozy to me. Like, in my last video, I discussed that this one room in Undeadburg, I would want to make like my home. I would want to make this my home right here. And clearly, like, somebody lives here or somebody inhabited this place, because there's bowls, there's, you know, like, I guess these are like laundry baskets, there's barrels, there's all sorts of kitchenware over there, and you even go up here and, you know, there's like wardrobes and stuff. And you go out here, and here's a little theory. I guess you could maybe say maybe the Black Knight over there, or the Silver Knight, and Myron Guinevere, which this whole chapel church area in and of itself is awesome. You know, the paintings on the wall, all the details. You look over here and you see what could be Ariamis, maybe, or an old painting of Irithel. I'm not quite sure, but it's just a beautiful area. Maybe the Silver Knight owns this little section in here, and this is where he just chills. He just has a nice time. And the thing that further implies that, oh, somebody might be living here, is the Estus soup right here. This freshly brewed Estus soup, which no other, there's only 2 Estus soup locations in this game, I think, and it's this one, and it's in Undead Settlement, which makes me think, what if the one Undead Settlement is the same guy? Like, it's another oh my god, my words. What if whoever made this Estus soup is the same guy who made the Estus soup in Undead Settlement? Because clearly only one guy knows how to make it, because they're so scarce in the world. And that place in Undead Settlement is also kind of like a home, and it's really hidden. So it can also be used as maybe a safe spot to seek refuge from everything as well. Maybe the guy who makes the Estus soup, this was his last stop. He stayed here for a bit, gathered a bunch of firewood for whoever may stumble upon it, continued on his adventure, and he got killed. You know, you never know. Like, this area is just so cozy, and like I said, it's so different from anything in Dark Souls 3. I just love it. Like, I just want to sit by this fire for hours. I love this little area. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? The next area I want to talk about is the Kiln of the First Flame, or you could call it the Ashen Firelink Shrine. This place has always intrigued me because of how tiny it is, really. Like I said, this whole series about uninteresting places, and this is about as uninteresting as it gets, aside from the first little area we talked about, because there's nothing here. You know, you walk around, there's no illusory wall. Like this message right here, some guy just said, ah, pointless. Like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here for you to explore. It's just a glorified warp point to the final boss once you get right here to the next bonfire. But I've always wanted to explore more of this area. I wish they would have made this Ashen Firelink to its fullest potential, because, like, there's rubble right here, there's rubble right there. I wish they would have made it so you could go upstairs, or maybe there's even a little exit that leads to, whatever is up there, Like, I just wish they did that. I think that would have been a really cool detail. And, this is just symbolizing, oh, this is the end of countless firelink shrines made by the cycle of, flame, whatever. I'm not a huge lore guy on these games, so I'm probably just spitballing, but I just always found this place cool, and I wish I could explore it to its fullest potential. And there's even an old Firelink shrine in the Ring City DLC, which I might talk about. But this little section here, it's so cool, Like, I wish there was just more to it, because it is kind of disappointing. Like, when I first got here, and when I first played the game, I explored every nook and cranny, expecting there to be like an illusory wall or a hidden item or something, but no, it's nothing. It's ordinary. But then you get out here, and it's like, whoa, you see this insane view, this is insane eclipse, which this is probably one of the most beautiful views in Dark Souls 3 and the Souls franchise. I look down there to like the mountainscape, and I'm like, wow, that's insane. Like, I wonder what all is out there. I wonder what is beyond the horizon here. I'd like to explore those mountains, explore that land, which just, this skybox, which I love skyboxes in video games as well. Annie Austin, he made some videos about those, and they're pretty cool. Check them out. But like, this skybox, this environmental box here, just really activates that feeling of wanting to explore for me. Like, I want to climb down here and explore those mountains if I possibly could. And not to mention the absolute behemoth, the insanity of these amalgamated buildings. You get to explore some of this in the Ring City, technically, but God, it's insane. I love the feeling these buildings give you. They make you feel so small. They make you feel so insignificant, which I love that feeling in games. That's one reason why Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite games of all time. So that's like, I wish I could explore more of this than what the Ring City did. I love the Ring City. It's a great DLC, but if I'm being honest, I think the areas of it fall flat, but the bosses more than make up for it. I actually kind of like Ash's Variando a bit more, because I just like the environment and atmosphere of it much more than I do the Ring City personally. That's a hot take of mine, but I just love this feeling that all these buildings give you. Like, you're just like, what the hell happened here? And then of course you can see the boss arena over there where you fight the Soul Cinder, and it's really cool. Really cool stuff, Let's let's move on to the next area, shall we? Next we have Old Demon King's Arena. Good lord. This area has always interested me, because the whole theory, or I guess the whole connection, is that this area is technically the, demon ruins, the Lost Izalith, that's what it's called. This whole area is Lost Izalith. And that's just further confirmed by the Old Demon King's Arena. And I just love the design of it. People also theorize that this might be like a version of Ash Lake, because Lost Izalith is technically located above Ash Lake. So maybe this is just a dilapidated Lost Izalith that corrupted / took over Ash Lake over years of the fire, being constantly reset and whatnot. But I just love the little environmental details. Like, you have all these Capra demons scattered about. These fuckers used to destroy you. And you have all these asylum demons laying around. Like, just these piles and you have whatever this thing is, a Taurus demon. You have just these piles and piles of demons from Dark Souls 1. And it's just like, whoa, like, what happened here? Like, because pretty much all the demons have been wiped out, and it's just like, whoa, like what the hell? Like you look at all of these bodies scattered about, you wonder, like, did the old Demon King do this? Is he related to any of these guys? Did he slaughter all of them so he could prevail and be the last demon alive on top? You know, like there's just all sorts of theories you can make, and like you even go over here and like look, I've never noticed this. Oh my god. The centipede demon's right there. Has anybody else noticed this? Like, I've been playing this game for years and years, and I've never noticed that the centipede demon is up there. What? I've never seen anybody point this out. This is crazy. You know, I love this area. I love this area. And with that, I'm gonna say thank you for watching. This video, I don't have nearly as many areas to talk about as I do Dark Souls 1, because I feel like Dark Souls 1 has a very specific liminal vibe, while Dark Souls 3 doesn't. But there were still a few areas I really wanted to talk about. So without further ado, if you liked this video, if you enjoyed it, you know, subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Thanks for the support on the last video too. Goodbye.